Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of Jak Daxter the Precursor's Legacy, and also the first episode of TForbes Gaming in general. I am TForbes, and I'm excited because I've been waiting to put up a Let's Play or walkthrough, whatever you want to call this, for a while, and now I'm finally doing it. I chose to play this game as my first for a couple of reasons. It's fairly short, it's easy, I know it pretty well, but most of all, and most importantly, it's fun. I've played through this game probably a dozen times, and I enjoy it each time just as much as the first, which I thought would be good for easing me into doing something like this, talking and gaming at the same time. Now, before I get started, there are a couple things I should say. I'm playing this on the PlayStation 3 as part of the Jak Daxter HD Collection. Also, this game did not originally have the option for subtitles, and neither does the neither does the HD version, which basically just means that I'm going to be shutting up during cutscenes and things like that, because honestly I enjoy the voice acting and I don't want to, keep anybody from hearing the beauty that is Daxter. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to be doing a 100% walkthrough, collecting all the power cells, all the precursor orbs, and yeah, I think that's everything I want to say, so let's get started. Okay. Choose an empty slot. Saving data. Probably should have done this earlier. Anyway.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of green eco, one of the wisest men on the planet. So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jak, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Continue your search for artifacts and eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
What are we doing here anyway, Jak? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crud? Now, I like Precursor Orbs and Power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? Jak, I think we're in trouble! stung. I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened. What? Okay. I'm fine.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
I was...
Don't tell me. Instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go. Misty Island.
That's right, and then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it, if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer! You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? 'Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you both into ferns.
Okay, so here we are on Geyser Rock, here to get a little bit of training. That didn't seem so good for Daxter. Oh, one sec.
With it, my father and I can give you advice at any time during your quest.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a second to turn off that tutorial hint thing, because I say everything that that they're gonna say, and I can be interrupted by them, and I don't like that. I'm also gonna switch those to flipped, just because I enjoy it a little bit better. That's how I play. And go. Okay, so this is Geyser Rock. These crates contain little green balls. That's the health. In this game, they're actually made of green eco. Eco is a kind of well, it's like a element thing. There are a couple different kinds. There are actually 6. There's green, red, yellow, black, blue, and white. We're not going to be seeing them, some of the later ones, until later on in the game. Anyway, let's keep going. These floating little egg things are called Precursor Orbs. The actual purpose of them, I don't know, but in this world they're used as currency. So if we ever have to buy anything or loan anybody any money, we're going to be doing it with these Precursor Orbs. So it's a good thing to try to get as many of them as we can. We have 2 different kinds of attacks. Well, 2 basic kinds of attacks. We have a spin kick, and we have a punch. So that's pretty simple, pretty basic. This thing here is actually a power cell. So you heard Kira at the beginning saying we need 20 of those to fly our zoomer across Fire Canyon. power the shield. So the first part of the game, we're going to be trying to collect 20 of those, but we're actually, there's more like 100. Actually, there's 100 of one. There's 101, sorry, of them in this game. And we're going to be collecting all of them, along with all of the Precursor Orbs as part of this 100% walkthrough. These crates here contain scout flies. Kira released them into every area in the world to try to find power cells for us, with in order to kind of help us in the quest. But somehow they all ended up trapped in these red boxes. Now, if we rescue all 7 of them from any particular area, it seems that the last one we rescue always happen to find a power cell, which is, to be honest, pretty convenient for us. We're already a tenth of the way past the first part of the game, and we haven't even left the training area yet. That's pretty exciting. I think, yeah, there's actually some hidden ones down here. If you're not paying attention, or gonna be honest, me as a kid, I missed out on these, and then I was always wondering, where the heck are those last Precursor Orbs for 100%? So, just gonna grab them here. You also see those little floating blue balls. These are Blue Eco, which they have a different function than the Green Eco I was telling you about. If Green Eco is your health and it heals you, Blue Eco is kind of like a boost in energy. So it makes you run faster, and it powers certain artifacts that we're actually going to see in a second, if I can get there in time. See, like this door, just didn't have time, just ran out of time. Okay, so that door is a kind of technology that was created by an ancient race of beings called the Precursors. They're the ones that made the power cells, that made these orbs that no one knows what they do, and that kind of any technology that seems a little bit extreme or more than they have in this world was probably created by the Precursors. This thing here is a vent, vent of eco. It'll fill up your bar completely. Unlike the floating clouds, that's just a lot more concentrated and provides you with a full bar worth of eco. Here's another power cell here. I think that's 3 or 4. Either way, we're going through this pretty fast. Okay, only 3. Got a couple more Precursor Orbs. I don't know if you saw there, but if you do your spin kick while you're in the air, you'll actually float for a few more seconds, and that's convenient for if you're trying to make a far jump, or if you're falling, it gives you a couple seconds just to kind of try to control yourself. We have the ability to jump super high if we crouch beforehand, which is useful, just getting a little bit higher. Now, with those green eco, you saw that the blue eco came in a bigger cloud, and the green eco seems to only come in those small ones. Oh, there we go, we got all the Precursor Orbs on Geyser Rock. That's done. But what I was saying was, the small clouds of green eco, actually, if you get 50 of the small ones, that's 1 health. But they also occasionally have a big cloud of eco, and you only need to get 1 of those. There we go, I believe that is... No, actually, I'm sure that's all the Precursor Orbs in this first area. And there's some more blue eco, gonna power up this, this platform, bring us right back down to where we started. Okay, let me just make sure. And yes, we got the power cell in the path, opened the Precursor door, climbed the cliff, and freed 7 scout flies. So that's all the power cells and all the Precursor Orbs in the first area. So I think it is time to head back to the Green Sage's hut.
Good training, boys, but that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jak? We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here!
Okay, so we have our first kind of side questy thing given to us by Samos, and we finished our training. I think actually this is a pretty good place for us to stop for the day. Thanks everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.